podcast about people making the world a better place.
The fuck? Oh, sorry. The show began. Can't curse in the first few minutes. Kellyanne, what happened to the hair? It was red before or something.
I changed it.
It was like really hot and red or something, and now it's like crappy.
Well, thank you, but I got the wind blowing. You wanted my hair to have like wind blown stuff. See, look.
Oh, jeez. It just went like this. It went. All right. We have Dr. Hozey, world-renowned sociologist, a very modest man. He doesn't talk talk about everything that he's done for our society. He's kind of anti. We're going to be talking with Dr. Hozey because our guest, the rat, I will call him, seems to have gotten cold feet. He said, "Oh, it's this Monday." It's funny. But Kellyanne, what's the name of the production company?
Hello, Hooray.
What's the name of the show?
Aardvark Interviews.
What's the name of the Patreon account? Whatever.
Patreon account? Hello, Hooray.
What's the name of my Patreon account?
Oh, Aardvark Interviews Live.
No, it's just Aardvark Interviews. What's the name of my dog? She's checking her notes.
Sasha. It's not written down.
What place are the New York Mets in?
What?
What place are the New York Mets in?
Is that baseball?
Yes.
I laugh because I'm into sports about that much too. I'd have to ask,
Yeah, they're in first place. All right, so
oops.
You did very well. You kind of got a little cracked on the dog issue, but you'll meet the dog one day. Dr. Hozey has met the dog. Did you like the dog, Sasha, Dr. Hozey?
I think she's a real cute little thing. Yep. I rather have a dog for myself that I could drop kick and still be able to play with afterwards, but she's very, very sweet.
Okay, we're going to get letters.
Why are you drop kicking your dogs?
We're going to get letters from Peter right off the bat.
Well, I mean something a little more robust, to be honest with you.
This is the world-renowned sociologist who drop kicks dogs in his pastime.
I've owned one dog a week for the last 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what we do from time to time? We actually check the emails people send us. Were there any emails recently, Kellyanne? I was not able to check.
You know what? There was too.
Holy shit.
Let me see.
Oh, what does it say?
My emails. It says, it was to me. That's why I read it.
Oh, sweet.
It said, "Dear Canadian Goose Goddess."
Oh, Goddess. Yeah.
Goddess.
He must have seen the red hair too. Yeah.
I love you to death. You inspire me to be a better man. Ooh. A better father to my children.
Oh.
I don't know how you put up with the Aardvark.
He's
nasty.
He's nasty.
He talks like a thug, and I bet you he smells funny too. Anonymous. And I didn't make it up, but it wasn't just me saying that. Someone else actually said that. If you don't believe me,
holy shit. Dr. Hozey, do you think the Aardvark smells nasty?
Luckily, I can't tell from where I am, but I don't think so.
All right, thank you, Dr. Hozey. And that's a doctor's opinion. And we will have the doctor's opinion in a little while later in the show. I just crack myself up when I make these fucking private secret shows. But, Kellyanne, are you flying for, you walk on coals? What is this?
Do I walk on coals? No, I haven't walked on coals lately.
Yeah, you're doing the self-help thing, right?
I've been doing it for a couple of years now, yes.
What's his name again?
Oh, are you talking about the seminar I was doing?
Yeah, is that it? What's it?
Yeah, Tony Robbins. He's
Tony. You know, he was in a movie. You know.
Really?
All right. So the name of the movie is Shallow Hal. Jack Black is the star of the movie, and they meet in an elevator, and Tony Robbins, I keep forgetting his name, meets him in the elevator, and he says to Jack Black, he goes, well, maybe now you'll look at women differently, and he Swangoolies him or some shit, and every woman he sees, if they're really heavy and stuff, you know, they got a couple of pounds, they become skinny in his eyes and everything. So,
so he like hypnotized him or something. Yeah. Ooh,
so he was in that
hypnotize
movie.
Me.
Oh, Tony Robbins.
Yeah, I would like to see everything just.
But he's a mutt, isn't he? I don't know. He makes a lot of money at this. Is it any good?
Is he any good? Well, he's got a lot of people that follows him.
That doesn't tell me if he's any good. All right.
And the repeat followers, so they must be.
Yeah. What do you think? On a scale of 1 to 10, how many aardvarks would you give Tony Robbins at this point?
Well, I have a man crush on him, so I give him probably like a 9.
Oh my God!
He's my man crush.
What is a man crush to a woman?
I don't know.
I'm all fucked up again. Do you know what a man crush to a woman is, Dr. Hozey?
I would just assume that in this day and age, you mentioned something like that just to keep it on in the right direction, but it means the guy's hot.
Well, okay, well,
But is he in the friend zone?
I don't think it that way.
Okay. Yeah, he's a dumpy fat ass or something.
But I think he's pretty fit for his age and everything like that. It's I think he's very intelligent.
Right. Is he in the friend zone?
Well, he's married, so yeah, of course.
Well, no.
I just wanted to jump in for a second because you bring up something that I think is really cool. The whole concept of what is attractive. You know, I come out with hot looking because I'm a man. I'm very visual and stuff like that. But it's very understandable that there are things that attract you that have nothing to do with the physical appearance, and a lot of times it has to do with something that you would never. I once met a young lady who accepted to go out on a date with me, and when I asked her later on why, she liked my new sneakers. So, I mean, you know, the bottom line is that you never know what somebody else is. And that's a true story, but just thought I'd throw that in there.
Well, yeah, I've heard of people dating other people's because, well, he's got a really nice car or something like that. And it was like, yeah, I totally get.
What happens if he's got a really nice ass? What happened to that?
I'm too old to do that kind of stuff.
Oh, will you stop? You're a man-eater.
Nice ass.
Stop it. Oh, here she comes. Ass. Watch out, boys. She'll chew you up. See, I can sing too, Kelly.
You're a lovely singer. Lovely.
Dr. Hozey, do you think Kellyanne, the Canadian Goose goddess, is a man-eater?
No, not at all.
I don't even date. How could it be a man-eater?
You don't even date. All right. So, Dr. Hozey, why don't you think Kellyanne, who's now having an affair with Tony Robbins, why do you think she's not a man-eater?
I just think that she's got, things that occupy her from day to day. And if I think maybe if the right guy comes along, it would like maybe let her put aside some of the other things that she's doing. But I don't see her as the type.
Do you think it's possible to have a relationship with someone who you look up to, like a self-help guru or, somebody you look up to, like a priest?
You just made it very difficult to answer, but I do think it's desirable to look up to the person that you're with and not feel so sensitive that you need to feel superior in order to be around that person.
Yeah, but what if you feel inferior?
That's
because
okay.
You put them on a higher plane, on a pedestal.
I think that whether I am or am not inferior isn't so much relevant as whether I feel comfortable with myself, accepting the truth about myself, and it happens to be less up the ladder than somebody else.
Kellyanne, you're a very fetching woman. Do you have any questions for Dr. Hozey, world-renowned sociologist, retired, tonight. Do you have any questions for Dr. Hozey? Because it seems like the rat didn't show up for tonight's interview. But
yeah, so actually, I do. Now that you're retired,
just ask him what you were going to ask the rat, basically. Yeah. So
now that you're retired, like, what is your dream job? Like, do you plan on like having any sort of like retirement job or hobby? You know what
Actually,
I mean? Like, what do you do to fill your time?
I'm toying with the idea of writing. I enjoy the thought of putting down, put it this way, meshing my experiences with something that's, fictional, in a way that allows me to maybe share a little more. I always enjoyed a good book. Not that I was that much into serious reading. My favorite genre was actually science fiction, but um, yeah. I guess if I was going to say one thing that I haven't done that I'm aiming at would be some writing.
Do you journal and things like that?
Not
Do
recently.
you
I
currently
have
write?
journaled extensively in the past at times, and it tends to come in waves.
so you're not counting your academic goings on as writing. You're talking about a different form of writing because you've
Sure,
written
yeah.
several books on sociological issues and how people. What was your latest book? Hunter or Gatherer? Let's call the Popo. Now that was a bestseller. Hunter or Gatherer? Let's call the Popo. But you're talking about other side issues then. Dr.
Well, I was talking about writing some non-serious.
Would you like to write something like fictional? Like Teddy, our producer, has written a tele-epic series, and I want to accentuate epic. And he's got another one, a science fiction thing with an all-woman cast. So it's got to be splendid.
All women cast. Like, does it have to be women, or can like a male dress as a female and then be part of the cast?
Question. That's a good question.
We have one of the females playing a male role.
Wow, that's hot. I can't wait to see this.
Did you see
What's
how
it called?
he answered that question? He was all quiet and stuff.
What's it called?
Love Reigns.
Love Reigns?
Reigns?
Reins. Love Reigns.
Oh my God.
A story of sex, lies, and murder.
Is it lesbians?
Could be. If you want to play a spotlight role in the show.
Yeah, I'll be a spotlight role. Do I have to dress up as a woman?
Yes.
Oh,
why isn't Kellyanne in the show? She could talk about.
She's not an actress.
Who? Kellyanne can do anything. Please.
She has to want to.
Ah, there's the answer.
Look at my hair. Ooh.
Yeah, she's hot, man. That's unfortunate for our relationship. All right, Dr. Hozey, piggybacking on Kellyanne, the Canadian Golden Goose Goddess. How many G's can I string together here? So you're saying that writing, that's all? Isn't there something else? Didn't you jump out of a plane at one point?
Yeah, but we're talking about things I haven't done that I might be interested in, right?
Okay. No, that was just a question.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I did it once, so I can't say it was a large part of my, experience base, but I very much enjoyed it. The feelings once I was out of the plane and I realized that I was having fun were amazing. I had to relax.
All right. Go ahead, Kellyanne, while I play the Sudoku here. Go ahead. I'm really interested in the show.
So
all right, Kellyanne, do you have another question for Dr. Hozey? Tonight's impromptu guest.
Yeah. You talked about jumping on a plane. You said that it was good once you jumped out of the plane. What was wrong when you were in the plane?
Okay. When I was on the way up, I was exhilarated. I was looking forward to it. Then this huge opening opens up on the side of the airplane. And I look out and there's not very much under it. And the trees look like ants. and I start wondering whether I made a good choice. And I had second thoughts, but I just had to steel myself and just say, I said I'm going to do it, so let me just do it. If I just flatten out like a pancake, I'm not going to feel it anyway. So I jumped. Rather, I was attached to somebody. But push come to shove, it was, a lot of times we make decisions, but we don't act on them.
All right, now let me ask you a question. Do you have to land in a proper way? What if you don't land properly? Could you, break your leg, smash your head into the ground? I mean, what do you do?
I guess it depends on the attitude with which you fall in the wrong way. But you could get hurt. You could hit an electric pole and get fried. I guess you could land in a tree.
Oh shit! How did you land?
Fast. You could hit the
I landed on a big open field with target areas. It was not my doing. I was with a trained parachute specialist.
Oh, they didn't let you even land by yourself. You had to have.
Oh,
I did get to control the attitude of the parachute.
Like you did do the flaring and stuff like that. You pull the things. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Dr. Hozey. Is it possible at all? I don't know if it is or not, to have sex when you're piggybacking up there with the instructor or somebody while that's going, or does gravity imply this will not work?
I think certain things can stay in the right condition in the wind, but I think going down in a parachute isn't what I would think of as someplace where I could be comfortable doing that. But you could always show me how it's done.
Yeah, I could.
I'm sure someone's tried.
Have you tried?
Talk about the Mile High Club. I mean, damn.
Have you tried that, Kellyanne? Have you jumped out of a plane?
Yes, I've jumped out of a plane, but I wasn't with anyone. I was by myself.
Yeah? Did you have to land properly?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to slow down. You got to control your parachute so it slows down. So because you slow it down enough, it's just like, stepping off a curb sort of thing. But
do you land on your feet? If
you don't slow down, you could hurt yourself.
Do you land on your feet?
Yeah. Well, or you could trip and fall and land on your face. There's a lot of ways to land.
Oh shit!
If you're lucky, you're with a slow run or just a slow walk.
If you're going nice and slow, but I've seen some videos where people they hit the ground too hard and they bounced. I've seen some pretty good videos. Yeah, and I'm sure they probably didn't do very well.
All right, Kellyanne, do you have another question for the renowned sociologist, Dr. Hozey?
Okay, so you said for now that you're retired that you're thinking about writing. Is there anything else that fills you with passion that you'd want to do, or is it just writing?
To be honest, I've become more interested in food, and rather than eating to just feed myself so that I could continue living, I'm starting to enjoy different flavors and trying different things. So Indian food is amazing. I hadn't really tried that till a couple of years ago, and I've come to love it. I mean, I've done a little bit of cooking myself. I can't say a lot, but as far as day-to-day things, I'm somewhat of a, I do things basically on a repeating basis for the most part. So maybe not the most interesting thing in the world is my everyday, but I enjoy what I do. I'm comfortable with what happens during the day for the most part, so that makes it okay.
Yeah, but it's just like, what gets you out of bed in the morning? Okay, so you're saying you're eating food, you're thinking about writing. It just seems like there's 24 hours is a long day. What do you do to fill it? Like, do you do your nails? Do you watch soap operas? I don't know.
Well,
do they even have that on TV anymore?
Yeah,
yes, I would know. But I do tend to communicate with people on a daily basis. So I have a bunch of individuals that I'll be in touch with.
Friends. You have friends. Sorry, didn't think of that.
Family has become.
Are your friends, Dr. Hozey, mostly scientists?
No, as a matter of fact, most of them are not. But I have rekindled. I'll give you an example. I'm about to go visit somebody that I thought I would never have a relationship with again, and I'm going to go see that person. And it happens to be a person of a personal nature.
Like a date?
No, it's not romantic. It's
let me ask you a question, Dr. Hozey. Is this person Tony Robbins?
No. Matter of fact,
What are we viewing?
We have one of Kelly's auditions. Oh, good, Kelly.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh
Good.
no.
Let's roll the tape.
Hope it's not
That'd
from
be cool.
TikTok.
Sound like I'm drunk tonight. I'm
Good
slurring my words.
morning! And guess what? Very, very close coming is the full moon. And we need to get wet. Actually, no, we don't need to get wet. But we need water. See you guys soon on my live.
Splendid.
Where the hell is he finding all this shit?
Splendid. Well, what an actress. Wow.
That wasn't acting.
Are you somewhat a gypsy, Kellyanne?
No.
Do you think you have a lot of male followers?
I don't really have a lot of followers. I'm not really
Because
that
at one
active on
time you
social
were the
media.
queen of TikTok. Let's not forget this. Until
back then.
you were kind of
I had a lot-
banned. Well, yeah, but did you have a lot of male followers then before you self-imploded?
Yes. Yeah, back then, yes.
You did, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Here comes creepy
No,
Andy.
I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't really do, but like I'm on social media, but I don't really look at it.
And you're
I don't-
on.
I'll
what is
post
it?
stuff and whatever, but I don't.
Where
look at
can
other stuff.
where can your followers find you now on social media? Kelly's Daily Cookies or some shit. What is it?
Oh, I don't even know if that one's still open.
Oh, is that one still around? Kelly's Daily
Oh, it
Bread.
was Daily Bread.
And what was
I
that?
haven't-
Was that a joke, an inside joke? Daily Bread or something? I don't know. What does that mean?
Geez, I don't remember. That was so long ago that I had that account. I don't even know.
All right.
if I
So
still
where
have
where can these really hot
I don't. No one needs to follow me.
these
Just pretend I'm not on social media.
I'll kill you. But you have no name or anything underneath your thing. Yeah, underneath you.
Neither does the doctor. Why are you
contact.
pressuring me?
Well, the doctor's different. He's a doctor.
I also stay away from that world. I'm a privacy freak.
You're not on social media at all? You don't even look at it?
No, I think that there's
Wow.
just too much abuse of the information that you send out there for me to want to send out any information.
Well, what does that mean?
That means that,
Are you sure you're not just being an old fuddy-duddy?
no,
Well,
maybe I probably am being an old fuddy-duddy, but I'm happy being a fuddy-duddy. The things that come up to bite you in the ass after you let them out there are sometimes quite painful.
I wish somebody would bite me in the ass at this point. But we also have another video that Teddy has proffered to us today. Roll it.
So many of you have been asking me so many questions about the moon water. Moon water is one of the most simplest things that a person can make. All you need is a glass jar. Yes, a glass jar and drinkable water. I guess in a sense you could use any kind of water. It all depends on what you're going to do with it. If you're going to drink it or consume it, you want to have some good, maybe, I'm in Canada, so Canadian spring water is what I would use. If you're going to use it like in a spray bottle or to bath and cleanse, I guess you could just use, lake water, rainwater, salt water. It's all up to you. You need to know what you're going to use it for and then put it in your jar. I like to use a glass jar. I wouldn't recommend really plastic. I don't know if it'll hurt you or not, but I use glass lid. And what I do is when the sun goes down on the full moon, I put it outside. You don't necessarily need to have it right in direct moonlight. I prefer to put it in as much as I can. I just want to grasp the energy from the moon and put it in my water. I'm just trying to think what else you need to do. I think that's really all. Oh, very, very important. Do not forget to take your moon water out from the outdoors and bring it indoors before, of course, the sun rises. That is very, very important. So that's just a quick way of how to make moon water. Love you guys. It's coming real quick. Get ready.
All right, Kellyanne, that was wonderful. Well, what is coming real quick? Get ready.
The full moon. Actually, we just had a full moon.
Right.
And it was the moon was like the closest to the Earth all year. It was just I think it was on Thursday.
All right. So what if I was using the water with my scotch? Would the water be good if I moon watered it? Would it taste better?
You're kind of supposed to set an intention with the water, and so I guess if you want to mix it with poison and that's what your intention is, go ahead.
No, not poison, scotch.
Yeah, no, well, it's basically poison.
All right, so why do you got to take it in before the sun rises? What kind of Dracula shit is this?
I don't know. I just thought it sounded cool.
Yeah, right. You have no clue. All right,
I thought it sounded cool. I always bring it in before sunrise. It's just like if you want the energy of the moon to be in the water, right? You bring it in before the sun comes up. So then, it's like a vampire. My water is kind of vampire-y.
Yeah, this is all crazy shit. But Dr. Jose, what do you think about this moon water phenomenon? Because, I've looked on YouTube and there are people talking about this crackhead shit, this moon water. Mm-hmm. What do you think about this, Dr. Jose, as a professional scientist, retired?
I think that if you put your effort and faith and belief into something, you'd be surprised what you're going to get out of it. Wow. And if moon water is supposed to be brought in because it doesn't need the differing kind of energy that might come from the sun, might deviate it from the benefit that it's going to give you, bring your damn water in on time. That's all.
All right. And do you think, why is it got to be a glass jar?
Is that for me?
Because it sounded cool again. Well, no, because I don't like plastic. And I'm sure maybe you could put I don't know. It just doesn't sound good.
All right. You said the word water about 28 times. It was almost like Bubba talking about shrimp in Forrest Gump. What other uses are there for water except for bathing?
Drinking, cleansing. You could spray it in the air.
Yeah, cleansing. Spray in the air for what?
To cleanse it. Because if you have an intention in the water and it's got energy, right, you're cleansing the air.
What kind of voodoo shit is this?
Listen, nothing up, but people are no longer connected. Water is very important. We don't drink water anymore. We drink soda and juices, and the body needs to be cleansed. The body needs to be refreshed. The body needs water. So anybody
70% water. The earth is 70% water. Water is like very important.
On top of which, the purity of the water is essential for it to do its best job for you.
Yeah, it's all bullshit anyway. But there was a question. There's a question from the audience that just came in. What if it's leaded?
I don't have leaded glass. What kind of question is that? I don't even think
you
can buy leaded glass.
There's leaded glass.
Is there really?
I think it's non-volatile enough. If you're going to leave it in there for a few years, I don't know if there might be an issue. I doubt that you're going to have anything like that. They used to put, I think, more in windows and stuff like that. But push come to shove, it's not a long-term moon sit, right? You're not going to leave the same water out there next month. You bring it in, use it, and then you put fresh water in for one night, right?
Right. It's very common crystal leaded.
Depends on how much water you put out, right?
Right.
And how long it takes to.
Have you ever put your moon water catastrophe ridiculousness out on your windowsill or whatever, your trailer park or whatever you live in, and a big friggin' Canadian moose came by and grabbed it?
Oh my God, that'd be horrible. Someone stole my moon water. It'd be a great story, but no. I'm on the second floor. I'm not in a trailer park. I'm in a condo. The trailer park's actually across the street. It literally is. There's no mooses. There's no mooses around.
There's no mooses around. Are you sure?
Not like in my neighborhood. If you go down a bit, like maybe a couple miles down, there might be because it's farm field and stuff, but like I'm kind of like right on the edge of the city, and I haven't seen a moose in my neighborhood.
Are you in the slums? Are you in the slums that it's so bad the moose won't even go in?
Well, they're saying like I live on the north side of Edmonton, and they say that we have like pockets of good in the north side. So I think I'm in a little bit of a pocket of good.
You think?
But if you go down the street a little bit towards the YMCA, it could be a little bit different. But I think I'm in a pocket of good.
Dr. Hozey, do you have a question for Kellyanne about this? Whatever.
I have a question. Yeah, if you don't put the cover on the water, do you get like moon mosquito larvae in the water, stuff like that?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I've never done it because Andrew always reminds me make sure there's a lid on it. So, but you know what? I doubt it. So
you just drink this? You drink this with the mosquito piss and
I have a lid on it. Didn't you see the container? It had a lid.
You don't think they can squeeze in through the lid?
No, they can't.
They have no bones.
I put it on pretty tight.
Oh my God. Kellyanne, do you have another question for Dr. Hozey?
Yeah. Since everyone was complaining about my hair when I first got on.
I like the red. I like the red. The red made you look.
You don't. Oops! I hit the computer. You don't like the nice natural. I haven't dyed my hair in years. It's just beautiful.
Because when you had the red hair, it looked like somebody like I don't know. So it'd be like cheating on you or some fucking thing. You know.
Well, yeah. I'll get a different hair color one day, and then you can do your whole.
This is very disappointing.
But okay. So, what was the worst haircut you ever got, Doctor?
The worst haircut I ever got.
Oh, that's a good question.
It's
interesting.
I can't really think of a haircut that mattered to me enough to be a worse one. I used to keep my hair somewhat longer. I've got a bit of a pigtail now, but there's not enough back there to call it a ponytail. It's more like a pigtail. Most of the stuff on top.
Can I see the back of your hair?
I don't know if you can.
Look at that.
You do have a ponytail. Wow,
you got a little tail there. How sweet is that?
But yeah, I mean, I remember getting my hair buzzed in the back of the head and slowly brought longer as it went back up to the top of the head, and I didn't care for that very much.
Yeah.
But I didn't really pay much attention to my hair as things went on.
I'm sorry. I had a memory that hit my head and I started laughing.
What was the memory?
What about that?
What was the memory?
I've said before, like I don't pay to get my hair cut, and when my kids and my husband, I always cut everyone's hair, and trust me, I've never been.
The husband.
I've never ever been trained. I've never been trained. I've just did it.
He's never been married either.
I was married for 17 years.
No, you weren't. You were never officially married. Is that correct?
Yes, I was married. That's why I changed my name.
Where were you married?
I used to have a different name, remember?
Where were you married?
Where? In Canada.
No, that's not big. In a church? Yeah, I don't blame you, Teddy. I don't blame you.
Anyways, okay, but anyways, I always cut my kids' hair and my husband's hair and whatever, and so we just go outside, and I was doing my husband's hair, and he was like, because it was so long ago, like he had that sort of mullet, the long hair in the back and the short or whatever.
A mullet?
And he was kind of, I think that's what they called it, right? He always had the long hair in the back. So anyways, I was shaving his head or cutting it or whatever. I'm supposed to just trim a little bit off the side. And all of a sudden, you see this big, long chunk of hair go down the driveway, and my kids were laughing. I'm sorry, because if he would have seen it, he would have killed me. That's why it's funny. But yeah, I went and I cut a big lock off that I wasn't supposed to, because I had no training. Like I was no hairdresser. I just cut people's hair.
What did he say?
He never seen it. He never seen it.
Never seen it.
It just he never knew. But the white kids did. It was hilarious because you could see it going down this really long driveway that I had his hair. I'm sorry.
You really are reliving that moment, aren't you?
No, it was hilarious because he never did find out about that.
How did he not find out about it?
Well, because I guess I just blended it. It was
Did
in
he
the
even
back.
look in? Did he look in the
No,
mirror at all?
he never knew that I cut a big chunk of his, because he had short hair and then long hair, and I kept the short hair shorter and the long. I don't know, but he yeah, it was so funny. But
were
me and my kids,
you sober when you did that, or were you drunk?
the
Next
the
question.
odds were probably
Next question.
not sober.
Oh,
It
you've
was a
had
long
an
time ago.
outstanding life, Kellyanne. She's married, but she may not be married, but who knows? All right. All right. What do you think
Well,
about
I'm not
Dr.
married
Hozey?
anymore.
I know. That's very sad. Dr. Hozey, this is your life. All right. So, well, he left. We can't even show your graphic now. The doctor's dementia. I don't know. What was the doctor's opinion?
Yeah. Dementia sounds good.
Yeah. So what do you think about this, Jose?
I've lost track of which
What
thing
the hell?
we're talking
I
about.
don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Oh,
I
you know
think-
what? Actually, I wanted
I
to ask
think-
Andrew the same question, if he's ever gotten a bad haircut.
All the time, baby. All the time.
Really?
No.
Every time I've seen you had a haircut, it always looked good.
Yeah, I never get a bad haircut. Yeah. No, I think once they cut it too short. Yeah, that was about it.
And then it just grows.
Right.
So, how often do you wash your hair, Andrew? I mean, Mr. Aardvark.
Do you put that blue shampoo in your hair, or that purple shampoo, or whatever that, you know what I mean? It's supposed to bring out the
It's
stuff.
blue. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it blue?
Yeah, it brings out the stuff. Yeah.
Like, you know, it's supposed to make it like not yellow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen that with people with light
it
hair.
makes
they
my
put
hair.
that-
Yeah.
makes your hair just.
It makes my hair look shiny.
No, it's supposed to make it whatever. I know there's such thing.
No, I look like a gray wolf.
Oh, okay. So do you use it? Yeah.
Yeah, if I go to my own people, or if I'm doing a movie or something and it's a professional job there, but my people are just as professional as people who do hair and makeup, HMU. I got the best people.
Doctor, you were talking about, you just discovered like Indian food and how great it is, which I totally agree.
Yeah, but it makes you crap your
Samosas
pants.
is so amazing. Oh,
Yeah, but you
really?
gotta crap your pants afterwards. It's very too spicy, right?
Does it really?
Yeah, have you ever crapped your pants, Kelly?
We all know I did. And I was at work. But we're not going to talk about that today. I wanted to talk, like you said, about like you discovered Indian food. That is there any food that you discovered that you absolutely hate? Like, is there some foods that you just nope.
Good question.
There are things that I've had that I like. I don't go near eggplant, for example.
Really? Why not?
Yeah, I like Italian food. I mean, you give me a good piece of veal parmesan and I'm in heaven. There's something about eggplant that just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, me too. I can't stand it.
Yeah,
Well, how did you eat it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just took an eggplant and ate it?
Oh no. It's been served. I mean, I think it has more to do with the consistency of the food than. Well, I mean, first of all, it's not all that flavorful as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. But the consistency doesn't agree with me. The palate, the
texture. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So
let me ask you.
Is a no.
We got a section of the show called Shameless Promotions. Dr. Hozey, what's up for you on your calendar? I hear you're going out of town again. Is it to give a speech, or is it for a personal situation?
No, it's for personal relationship issues.
Oh, issues. Issues
Yeah,
get
they're not
issues.
romantic per se, but they are family oriented.
Oh, baby.
We got a thing in the comments about eggplant parm is the best.
Oh, one of our many listeners.
And I'm assuming eggplant parmesan, which I think already sounds delicious. I think eggplant's amazing, but that's why I'm asking, how did you have it? Because every time I've ever had it, it's been delicious.
Do
Because
they
it absorbs the flavor of that whatever.
Do they have eggplant in Canada?
Yeah, yeah, we have eggplant. I think pretty well we can get anything that you can. You know,
Really?
it's
Is it purple or white?
We got Amazon and stuff out here.
Yeah. Do you got Netflix?
Yeah, we have Netflix, but I don't watch TV.
Okay, Kellyanne. She's got, you see, in that camera behind her, she's got Tony Robbins locked up in a cage in there. I could see him screaming in the camera, please let me out. Please let me out. Yeah. Doesn't it look like a cage? It's like reformatory school.
You mean the TV back there?
It's the TV.
It's like it's an ocean.
Well, it looks like a cage to me.
It's an ocean.
Yeah.
She's trying to catch sharks. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, she's.
It's for my dog, so it's not dark in there, and it's a nice scenery of the ocean, and it just kind of.
Oh, here she comes.
So, just as in passing, I just thought of something else that I've been interested in lately. I'm looking into shortwave radio.
Holy shit!
And you know, off grid communications. I think that might be something that might come useful in the not that distant future.
Do you mean aliens from other planets?
No, I mean the issues where I mean if you're without the internet these days, you're basically on an island without any connection. So
right.
I'd like to be able to communicate with others in some other.
Are you going to have a really cool handle name?
Yeah, what's your handle?
You're put it this way, it's not CB radio like you have a handle. You're offered or you're given a number scheme by the FCC, and it usually consists of a couple of letters, a number, and then 3 more letters.
Right. So let's talk about that, Dr. Hozey, about communications. What do you think about all this? You bring up a good category.
So you said you want to learn Morse code?
No, not Morse code, but just
Morse code is one of the commonly used ways of communicating, by the way.
Well, yeah, if you don't have a telephone, I don't know what this means. But we have a session of the show called The Doctor's Diagnosis, or in parenthesis, The Doctor's Opinion. So, Dr. Hozey, let me grab my scotch here. All right, Dr. Hozey, can you please start on, sorry, I don't think there's a graphic today, but give us the doctor's opinion, the whatever. Yeah.
Diagnosis?
Thank you.
Who is he diagnosing?
You, Kelly.
Oh, can we end the show? No.
Oh, yeah, about 5 minutes. Go ahead, Dr. Hozey. What do you got for us today?
What can I say? I think that if you relax a little bit and just understand that Kelly is an amazing person, your questions towards her might change a little bit.
Oh,
I think that she's got a nice attitude. I happen to be partial to auburn hair, but I think she looks quite beautiful with the color it is right now. And something I heard yesterday that somebody else was saying, that there's always something to appreciate about every person you meet. And it doesn't necessarily have to be visual, but I think she is an amazing person.
Wow.
Thank you. That was very sweet of you.
Yeah.
I'm just observant, that's all.
Do you think she has a nice ass too, Dr. Hozey?
Yeah, I think
can't see it on here.
Her donkey is quite nice. Yeah.
Oh, I should have asked her. Yeah. The bodybuilder, psychoanalyst, Maggie Moore, Dr. Maggie Moore, who we had on the show a couple of weeks ago. Her and Dr. Hozey talked about psychoanalytic workings among the ancient Mayans or something. But Kellyanne, what do you have coming up on your shameless promotion tour? What are you doing on your calendar?
What am I doing on my calendar? Well, I had a week off. I haven't been at work, and I haven't been doing school or anything. So now it's just right back to going to school, and I'm gonna be concentrating on my radio training and work.
What do you mean radio training? Are you like Dr. Hozey trying to communicate with people from other planets?
Aliens, aliens.
Yeah, that's
I,
true,
I
right?
want to know the number sequences and.
I grok you.
Do you think the moon water is a unconscious or subconscious way you're trying to communicate with these ancient aliens?
No, it's just magical thinking. No, it's just magical.
What is
thinking.
magical thinking, Kellyanne, for our more ignorant listeners today?
Magical thinking is like, I believe you are your thoughts. So the more you think of good things, the more good things that happen. So you set good intentions, and everything's great no matter what.
Right, that's not what magical thinking is. All right, Dr. Hozey, do you know what magical thinking is?
I have no idea. Why don't you enlighten me?
Okay, very good. That'll be next week's show, when we were going to bring on an actual leprechaun. I don't want to give it away, but I have an
Tell us
actual
about magical thinking.
Yes, I have an actual leprechaun on next week's show, and he's going to talk to us about magical thinking. And he's actually Irish. He's an Irish magical thinking leprechaun.
I'm gonna bring some Lucky Charms.
That's next week's show. We're going to have a leprechaun. Now, Kellyanne, with your understanding of the bizarre and the otherworldly, we might say, are you able to tell if he's a real leprechaun or not?
Yeah, I'll be able to tell. Okay. I have really good intuition.
Okay. Do you want to say anything in closing, Dr. Hozey, as our special guest tonight?
I'm just going to touch on the fact that a lot of the things that we thought were magic are better understood today, and it's more like science. So why don't we just leave it at the fact, at the position that maybe a lot of things that are not understood might look magical, but they have explanations. And I really do believe that intent and focus have a lot to do with where you can take that magic.
Yeah, well, a lot of what Kellyanne said about magical thinking is true. Actually, I was just giving it some shit. But I think where the critics really get down on it is where you can think yourself into good health or something without going to a doctor. I think that's where the skeptics arise. So
I believe you can.
Without a doctor.
Yeah, I think it's happened. I'm not going to say I won't go to a doctor, but I'm saying I believe I've heard of people curing a lot of things just by their thoughts.
I know, and the Seventh-day Adventists believe the same thing, and they live to about.
But it'll never work for you because you don't believe in it. If someone believes in it, it's different. You can't have any doubt. It's not going to work if you. Oh well, it's not.
Yeah, but the evidence.
It's not just words. It's
the evidence.
Feeling and emotion.
The evidence suggests this is not correct. Actually, if you have a disease,
double check where you're getting your evidence.
Yeah, I've heard very many cases.
People die. People die.
You're making assumptions in general.
No, I'm not. I'm using data. I'm using data. Magical thinking goes just so far. You can't magical think your way.
I believe it goes all the way.
If you have a brain tumor, can you magical think your way out of that?
I believe so, yes.
There we go. So, what do you think, Dr. Hozey?
I believe so, yes. I believe so. I think that there are examples.
He's disagreeing with her. You don't believe that.
There are examples. If you want to hear the answer, then pay attention. There are examples of people who have had what are called miracles, inexplicable changes in physical condition, people with tumors that have had people lay hands on them and that have walked away disease-free. Now, I can't explain it, but I can quote it, and I believe that.
But these are rare events. These are rare.
Oh, very rare. How many people actually believe strong enough for that to happen to them?
Exactly. I think it's all in belief. It depends on how much you believe in it.
think
You
the
have
human
to
body
believe
is
in it
capable of
wholly.
amazing things.
Like, yeah, I believe our minds are way more powerful. And again, it's proven over and over again. We barely use, like, we use very small percentage of our brain.
What is the percentage we use, Kellyanne?
I don't know, but it's small.
Well, what is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's a lot
I
more
just
than
know
the
it's a very
10%
small.
of people that I try to talk about, but we don't use it all. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's a huge part of our brain that we don't even use.
Right, 10% is supposed to be the number that we use, right?
No, that's actually an undercount. There, I believe it's more like 30 or 40%.
Is it 30?
Information, I believe.
Can I magical think my way into using more of my brain?
I think so, yeah.
Of course you do. All right, so next week's show, we got a leprechaun on, so they could talk to Kellyanne and Dr. Hozey. Maybe there'll
Might be
be
a
some
relative of mine.
maybe there'll be some magically delicious magical thinking. I've been dying all night to fucking say that. Thank you for joining us. Aardvark interviews every Monday night. And all right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. We're magically delicious. Come on, Kellyanne.
What?
Say
what?
it. Say it.
We're magically delicious.
There you go. All right. So we'll see you next week. Hopefully, I'm the aardvark. The leprechaun will show up. The rat did not show up tonight, which means that he won't be in a movie I'm in the upcoming future, because I believe in getting back at people. So thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Hozey. You've been a superb guest. We do, not agree on certain things, but, we love each other to death. And we absolutely give ourselves the right to say whatever you want to say. Free thinking, free speaking culture we have on the Aardvark interviews. Kellyanne, is there anything you want to bring us out with?
No, I think it was an absolutely great time. I'm glad I came, and it was great to see the doctor, of course, and the Aardvark. It's been a great Monday night,
not so much the Aardvark. All right.
Well,
So thank you.
I'm going to end it with the quick comment about what you just said, and I would,
Here we go.
What I want to say is I will, and I think I might have told you this before. I will fight for your right to say whatever you want to say. Just don't ask me to necessarily agree with it. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Benjamin Franklin. That was sweet. All right. So next week, Nathan Hale will be here with a leprechaun. So join us, Aardvark interviews next week, every week, unless I don't feel like it, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Bye. I'm hungry.
Peace and blessings. Go for Indian food.
Yeah, Indian food. Yes.
Don't forget to watch Muted.
Explosive diarrhea later.
Muted and Love Reigns. Love reigns supreme. Yeah, love reigns.
Yeah. Thanks, Teddy. Have a good night, guys.
Dr. Hozey, we can't hear you. He's yeah. All right, magical thinking. I couldn't wait to get out.